The importance of Pluto. Pluto is psychic energy. It's intuitive when it comes to the unknown and the hidden passion, the hidden emotions. So Pluto is strong, it's solid, it's forceful, but it's also stubborn. But Pluto deal with death, life, and rebirth, and recreating and renewing something. And so we talking about it represents life. It has the power over life and death. So a person who's a Plutotarian, he most likely has the power of themselves. So they're here to transform. So Pluto is always changing. So these individuals who has this Pluto energy is always changing and transforming themselves to be better. But they go through hell, but also they're tough. They're tough cookies who hold a lot of water within them, a lot of emotions within them. So we're talking the Plutotarian people. They're very strong. They deal with power, authority, and they don't want nobody else to be over them. They want to be in control. They want to have authority not only of their life, but sometimes they can dominate others too. Just by their presence alone, without even like forcing themselves upon you, you can see the strength of a Plutotarian person. Just like the Scorpio, you know what I mean? Pluto itself is powerful because this was a Scorpio, so it deals with the sex organs. So Pluto is comfortable in this area of life. So we're talking about sexity. They break the taboos of life. So we're talking about they deal with higher consciousness, higher mind. Also, they're very secretive individuals, but they can be very stubborn. So they can have a fixed train of thinking, a fixed thought because they're hardcore, and they don't want nobody to beat them in nothing. So they can be very competitive. So those who have Pluto in their natal chart, like me, when I got my sun conjunction to Pluto, I'm gonna get there in a minute. But continuing on, Pluto got the focus concentration. That's a good thing about Pluto. So when they focus on something, they can concentrate and they be locked in until they do the job completely. They get the job done. So these are the people you want to do the task for you because they're gonna dive deeper off into the unknown, not only from their intellect but also from their intuition. They just know they just know the answers to life. They have a quick premonition. This premonition let them know what's happening because they could predict something before it happened. But also these people that could be your mediums. They good when talking to spirits and talking to spiritual guides. But also if not talking to spiritual guides, it has this energy flowing within them, so they can feel the rhythm of life within them. So they know it's something deep within them, and that they're part of the source. And the source is connected to everything. So that's why the Plutotarian people get into the occult world, which they call the hidden world, the hidden knowledge. We say occult. This is the hidden. So we're talking about they're very practical. The aim in life is to reach the higher mind state, the higher consciousness, the higher self. And so people every day they transform from the lower frequency to the hoods, to the neighborhoods, to the ghettos, to struggling every day, going through emotion, going through the tidal waves, to transform themselves every day. They always changing up because everything's always ending in their life. Like for example, they might be like the character. They might be like Superman one day. The next day they might be like Batman. The next day they might be like, that's just an example. Okay, let's put it more clear so you can understand. Okay, they might be a student one day, but then they're a teacher the other day. Then so they were a teacher that day. Now the next day they're something else. They might be a preacher. So it's certain areas and they're like always ending, and they get wore out or tired of it, or it's their time to move on, and that's why they're not improving. Because if they're not improving, like if they're teaching and they see themselves not doing good, they're gonna move on. So things always change. They unique character. So a lot of people who got the Pluto energy, the characters always change. You see them first, you see them, they might be into Islam or they might be into Christianity, then they keep changing up till they reach the higher self or that truth, so they can know the truth, what God is, or spirit, or nature, or they know it's a great force in life. So they always seeking the truth. And so they all about the truth, so they always change it up. And also their mind is always changing. Even though they fix, but when they fix on something, they locked in because they got that mean focus, that mean vision. These are your people like the night owls. They like the watchers and the seers and the observers of the world. Not only the observers, they transform and put it into action, so they manifest their reality. So we're talking people with very valid emotion, because this is very powerful, aggressive water. This water here is fearless. This water is fearless. At all water signs, this is the sign that go hardcore, that is fearless. But they also about connecting with people. They also about, this is the eighth house. They also about connecting with people. They also about manifestation. Also about like having things and make sure their family is straight and people around them is straight. But it deals with power. So when you think of the Pluto or Plutotarian or Scorpio energy, you're thinking of your mob bosses on the downside, or you're thinking of somebody like powerful, like one of the powerful black person who was in the world one time. You see your Manson, what the dude named Nelson Mandela's. You see I just give you an example. MLK, you see Malcolm X, you see other powerful black people who were like, who leave a mark, who left a mark in history or a mark in the world. I might don't agree with a lot of these people, but I'm just giving you an example of what Pluto is, how powerful Pluto is, and people with Pluto energy, they are bound to leave a mark in the world. If you got a lot of that in your chart, you got a lot of Pluto in your chart, or you got a lot of Scorpio in your chart. If you're a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, or Scorpio rising, or you got Pluto in the first house. The first house means it's part of your personality, it's part of who you are. So if you got a lot of Pluto in your chart, because Pluto is a dominant planet, so of course you gonna have, you ain't got to be in your first house. You ain't got to be a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising. But if you got a lot of Pluto in your natal chart, or if it dominate, That means that you're gonna be a powerful individual. You're gonna feel the effects of Pluto, because Pluto is a planet that you're gonna feel. That is like that. And these people are very observant, they're analytical, they pick up on all type of details. Just like you think of Virgo when you think of Scorpio. This Virgo is more earthly and Scorpio more watery. So water is a force that's within you. This is that inner self. So these people go within. So when you think of Scorpio, you see a secretive, deadly entity that can poison its enemy. So it's very dangerous. So on the downside, the people could leave a fatal stain to you. So, because that's what Scorpios do when it comes to the enemy. They crush them. So you don't want to play with these type of individuals. But they give off a sexual vibe, sexual energy, especially the women's. The men also, you look in the eyes, they got the magnetic eyes. So you see people who have the magnetic eyes. That's some Scorpio eyes. Them eyes that you be hypnotized with. You just love their eyes. A lot of times, or you see that, or you see the eyes that's powerful or fearless. That's a Scorpio energy right there. So in the world, these people will leave a legacy somewhere in the world, because this house, the eighth house, there are people who going to break the norms. Who people say that they can't do, these people gonna do it. So because they always bringing out the truth, and they always breaking the taboos, or people say you can't do, or this is not gonna happen. They all breaking it, and they're gonna leave some type of impression. So the thing about these people here, they dive deep into magic, because this was normal people ain't into that. You know what I'm saying? They dive into magic, and they feel they magical. They feel like they are the power, they are the source. And so we talk people very passionate, who have great compassion also, and also very emotional and persistence, and this intense dominant force right here. That's like, ooh, so sometimes it can overtake them. But the Pluto energy deals like with the Phoenix bird. The Phoenix bird also, you know what I'm saying? So it deals with immortality forever, energy that's flowing forever, like everlasting spirit, everlasting God, you know what I'm saying? So when we talk about this energy, deals with I desire, I want, I desire. And but see, the Pluto energy, they're gonna get what they want, and they can be ruthless to accomplish what they want. And so when you messing with this Plutotarian energy, you talking about people who go to the extremes. So I mean, who very obsessive, this obsessive energy. At the same time, it's people who very loving, because water, it still got an element like Pluto, it deals with water energy. So they can be very loving, very generous, but also they're very loyal and dominating. They're very loyal and dominating and controlling. They don't like fakeness. It's just like, for example, I'm gonna give you an example. If somebody snitch, a Plutotarian person will try to take them out. See what I'm saying? Because they don't play the radio. They don't like snitches. They like people who are real and truthful. And plus, they don't like being nobody else but themselves. They don't want to be you. And they're not gonna try to be you. You know what I'm saying? And they don't ride coattails. They don't ride nobody coattail. We turn to Pluto energy. So this is a very powerful force, because these people, like I said, they have high sex drive, and so they're very sensual. It's the water energy flow, because very aggressive water, dominant water within them. That I mean, it's the dark side water. So on the dark side, they're not scared of the dark side. They're not scared of talking about things that's the most nastiest or the most criminal things in the world. You know what I mean? And these are the type who don't really want to do all that petty stuff. They want to do something that's powerful. They deal with power. They don't like weakness, period. So we talk to Pluto energy, they might talk strong. You know what I'm saying? These people talk strong. These people act kind of tough. You can see it in them. You see what I'm saying? And then these one who will fight with you, who will nut with you. And also, if they don't pay it that way, since they're the master of the mind, they're the master of intelligence, not only of psychic gifts and ability, but they're the master of intelligence, so they can be a psychologist. These people know how to play mind games real good, but they don't really like to play it. But they know how to get what they want when it's time to use it. You see, because they know psychology. So you can't lie to these people. They can see through your BS. So these type of people are the ones who clearly love their family. They love their family. They love their home. It's very important, because all water signs deal with that. They feel it's where they feel most comfortable at. So I know you say this is Pluto, but I add the water element to it too, because Pluto and Scorpio, Pluto and Scorpio is all connected in. So I got to give you some understanding about Pluto. Pluto is like underneath the surface type energy. Like they like to dive off, like they like to solve mysteries of life, like in mystery movies. They like to be like your detectives, your investigators, and so they like to prove to you that something ain't right. They like to prove to you, and they're gonna show you the facts. They will show you the evidence. But also, they don't always deal with their intellect. They also deal with the intuition. The intuition is strong, and they just know, and they be right. So with this Pluto energy, on the downside, they can be very revengeful. So you don't really want to play at these people. He's the type who will do some of the worstest, horrible things to make an example out of people. Cut your neck off and do things like that. They don't play, but they also can be very jealous too. So this is that they're very strong, and they could hold a grudge. So that people got to watch out for it. But these people has a mean sixth sense, and they most like this calm and cool. You'll see them, but you'll see them cool and calm, but with a strong magnetic force. You know, you see some cool people. Like some people might think they might pick the wrong person who got a lot of Pluto in their chart. Because a person might look like a man might look like he a pretty boy, or he might look like he kind of girly like. But if he got a lot of Pluto in his chart, you might try to test him, and you'll wonder why he swung back and why he knocked you out, and why he's so tough. Why everybody look at him as a warrior. Same pretty boys you see who got heart, them be your Plutotarian people. Most of the time, I say most of the time, a good bit of the time, it's your Plutotarian people. Not all of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time. So these are most like your scientists in the world, your spiritual leaders. So they're gonna leave a mark in something. They're gonna change something in history or something create their own story and make a mark and leave a legend in the world. They could be great leaders in the world, the brilliant doctors, surgeons, anything that they set their mind to, they will go for it. They don't stop, and they can be very ruthless to accomplish their objective. They're super smart, not only intellectual wise, but also psychic gifts. They will aid them. They listen to their intuition all the time. So this is what I want y'all to know. They got a deep focus and a very concentrated mind. They mind concentrate very deeply and strongly, and they're very generous and giving and affectionate. Affectionate. They will give you the lags. They will be real from the heart. They will give it to you. You know what I mean? If they love you, not to anyone, because they don't mess with anyone. These people can be kind of choosy and picky, very choosy and very picky. But at the same time, they can be very explosive and very valid and unpredictable. Sometimes you can't predict their movement. So especially we got one on the downside, one who has squares and oppositions. We got Pluto connected to squares and oppositions, or on the downside. You gonna see these type of people. They can be very jealous type and very possessive over their mates or the ones that they love. But they're very deeply loyal to their friends. But they can be jealous, like I said, possessive of anybody in their friend life who their friend really like, because they want their friends to like them. They don't really want to be part of. I won't say they don't want to be part of competition, because they do love it. I'm gonna tell you, I gotta change that, because they do love competition. Let me say that right, because they know they can crush you. But then again, they don't really want no problems. So I gotta say that, because when I think of the water in Scorpio, then I gotta think of that too. So, but Pluto itself deal with powers. Any way to get that power, it could be power through sex, what it can use to manipulate people. It could be power through any means, like taking your rank, any way they want that power. So they will leave a mark in the world. They'll do some of the wildest stuff in the world to have power, to have people following them. They can leave a reputation. So they'll be the one who walk around on the downside. They would shoot people back and forth to leave a reputation so they can have power, even on the low side, the downside. On the upside, they will have powers through healing you, teaching. So these are great healers. Yes, these are great healers in the world. We're talking about the Pluto energy. They will go through trials and tribulation, but they will be able to handle it. They got so much power, they will overcome any obstacle, because it's that Pluto energy. It's like a volcano. It's that volcano like water, like explosive hot water. And so they turn within, because they always getting answers from the great spirit that's within themselves and that's all around. So these people can be the most understood sign in astrology. So, but what you got to love is their brilliancy. They're very brilliant, and they're force. So you want to be around them because you're safe when you're around them, especially if know that they love you like that, or they like you like that. You're safe and you feel good. They make you feel confidence. They give you that strength, such a strength. But also they will protect you and fight for you to the end. These people won't back down. Especially come to somebody like their family, they come to somebody who they love, or it's over. Nobody better not mess with a Plutotarian person's family or child. Just like a Cancer, Pluto would even get more dirty. You see, because Pluto don't mind going to the downside. So anybody who got this Pluto energy, people got to watch out for that, because these are the ones who can strategize. They're good at planning. They're good at strategizing. These are your masterminds right here. So these are controlling. They have controlling personality, and definitely they have strong will, strong determination. And so this is that powerful energy, go get an energy. But the difference between them and Aries, or the Mars energy, is Mars will be up front. Pluto will be the one who do it on the low. You won't even know, not in a high position like that. They can do it like on the low, manipulate their way through there. They can do it more smoother, you see? But also they can be very aggressive, just like Pluto, because very aggressive, like, let me say it again, like Mars. They can be very aggressive like Mars, even though they are Pluto. So your Plutotarian people, with this powerful force, they can come on many levels. They can be the great philosophers of the world. And the thing is, if they're into religion or anything that man made, they just in it to break it down, and so they can bring out the truth. But most likely they will be spiritual. We turn to Plutotarian energy. So they love knowledge, unless they fix in it, unless they fix in their religion, and that's when they man is trapped. So they got to have their man to expand. So that's why they won't be into religion like that. They got transformed, unless they fix or they try to manipulate you with their religion or use it for a greater purpose. So we turn to Plutotarian people. When they're in control of themselves, they have the right mind. So self-mastery is the key to their life. So when they're in control of themselves, they got a great positive force to help others. This force is of love, is very giving, very caring, and very kind, and they're very gentle. But also, the thing is, they're very loyal. Again, I say. So these are your high achievers when you turn to Plutotarian people. High achievers, they will achieve and will go for what they desire, what they want. That's just what it be. You know what I'm saying? They just can't say I want something and just let it go. They're going to go for it. So these people here can be your workaholics too. So this is where they got to be careful at. But in relationships, they can shine, especially those who they love. They can bring them in balance and peace. So love and peace will help them dearly and greatly. So they're all about the truth. So they're most likely diving deep to knowledge, information, breaking things down. That's what they love to do. And so they're very adaptable and flexible. That's the good thing about these people. And they got a good judgment, keen judgment. So you can come to them for advice or answer, and they'll give you the real deal, because they represent the real. We're not trying to be, but always maintaining their realness or their truth, which is who they are. You know what I mean? So they got great strength, determination, and willpower, like I said, and they have clairvoyant ability, which means psychic feeling. So once they trust their psychic feeling of what they feel, this is how the Plutotarian people went. So they clairsentient and they claircognizant. So when they trust to download the information that come from them out of nowhere, that's how they went. So they're very psychic, but also they can channel energy, and so this is like deep within them. They got a warrior spirit within them, very warrior, and this spirit is very fighting spirit, fight for them to overcome any obstacles. So these are people who are one of life's or the world's great winners in the world, and who know how to win, who know how to strategize, who know how to plan, and also who know how to keep your secret, keep everybody's secret, without your secret being exposed, and who know how to keep the truth or keep it real. So unless they're on the downside, because it's the people who make displacement right here. Even though if you got that in you, you will see these traits because it's a guide. So the thing is, these people are the ones who often like your spiritual gurus and teachers in any group or any organizations or in any settings. So they got a great sense of humor, but this sense of humor is of the truth. So they make you laugh naturally when they speak. You hear the emotion come out like a ball of emotion, like how you hear me talking now sound like emotions though, but you hear me sound like aggressiveness. So they can talk smooth or they can talk aggressiveness. You hear the aggressiveness coming out of them, a ball of emotions of the truth, and you might go to laughing for the way they talk. So their passion rolls deep. Their passion goes into who they love. Their passion goes into their work. Their passion goes into relationships and whatever causes that they're into and whatever they believe in. So the thing is about this energy, they can be very obsessive. So they got to balance themselves out so they won't be so obsessive about what they're into or their passion. And so don't mess with these people because not only will they fight you physically, but also they can tell you down with the mouthpiece, but also they can tell you down with information that they receive from you. They might not have all the facts within them. As soon as you get on their bad side to come against them, they will hit you with it. It's the Plutotarian because you cannot win against them. They already got all this information, all these facts, and they know. They either going to inspire fear or they're going to inspire respect. You're going to respect them either one way or the other because it's that energy right here. We're talking to Plutotarian people. You're going to either respect them or they're going to inspire fear in you. And so the Plutotarian people, they want to live their life. They want their life to be meaningful. I mean, so they will put themselves to causes that really mean something in life, and they hate to be restrained by anything. So fairness is what they really love. Fairness, and they never forget about how people treat them, how kind or how ugly people treat them. So you have to treat them nice because if you don't, they're gonna remember even the ugly side, and it might don't be good. They still might hold a grudge from all them years. But if you treat them good, they will repay you in some way, in some form. So this is the type of energy where to some people you are complicated. The Pluto people are complicated to people because they're gonna be who they be. They're gonna be themselves, and the way the Plutotarian operate is just so different and it's complicated and confuse others because they don't fear nothing. They don't really show their emotions on the surface because they're very cool. But when you do see it, you know what time it is because they're very sensitive. But you just can't say all type of things to the people because they will react in a way that you don't want. So if something is hidden from people or the public, it's the Plutotarian people, individuals who has a lot of Pluto in their chart, or if they scope the sun, moon, or rising, or Pluto is in their first house. These individuals is the one who will bring out the truth. These are the ones who tap into their subconscious and who will bring out stuff that people didn't know about, that people couldn't see. Because it deals with Pluto's action that brings to the light things that are hidden, that's deeply hidden in the consciousness. So this is what they're good at, in the subconscious. So anything that's not in atmosphere be the Plutotarian who expose it, who will dissect it and break it down. Because Pluto really is the great spirit or the great force or the God force or the awesome power that influence us and influence the world and give us strength. Because Pluto also represents the generation, what generation you was born in, or the generation in general. It deals with power. So it's like the spark plug to give you all that energy, all that power to accomplish anything. And it's the water type powers. Pluto is a circle energy, a movement. It represents the inner self and spiral patterns that's within you, and to keep repeating itself, like how the energy flow through your body. So the Plutotarian people be into astrology, numerology. They will be into higher knowledge, higher wisdom. They will be into the 7 chakras or anatomy. They'll be into to science, into art, into even math. They'll be into all of that. You know what I'm saying? Anything that deal with divination, the tarot reading, the mediumship, all psychic readings. They'll be into stuff like that. They love it, and they will be into magic and write their own magic script and stuff like that. All the Plutotarian people, because the Pluto energy deal with building and destroy. So we talking about the 8th. Number 8 represents build and destroy. The Pluto energy deals with build and destroy. They can build you or destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Also, they can build their life or destroy their life. So this is what they got to watch out for too, not only with others, but with themselves. It deals with building a foundation, building whatever they want to build. But also they can destroy it. They can destroy it. For example, I was on social media. I was on YouTube, and I had 3 channels. One called King Lit, Highest Truth. And so one day I just ain't felt like it no more. And I just deleted my channels. And then within hours, I had got my channels back, but they wouldn't give me King Lit's Higher Truth back. Pluto are the type who will destroy something they build. It could be something that worth $10 million. And all of a sudden, they might don't want it no more. They might don't care for it no more. And you be like, why they gonna do that? They can make a lot of money. Pluto are the type who could destroy it because they know they can build it back. You see, if they got a YouTube channel that got 30,000, 40,000 people on it, Plutotarians are the type who say, F this, F that. I'm gonna shut this down. And you'll be like, why they gonna shut it down with all these? Why they gonna shut down this channel with all these followers? But the Plutotarian person know they can build it back. They shut it down and then start from scratch and build it right back up. So this is what you're talking about right here. We're talking about the Plutotarian energy, building and destroying, or destroying and creating. They always building or destroying. So this is what the power deals with. This deal with power, and so it's very important in astrology, the Pluto energy. And so let me tell you what Pluto, the planet itself, what it influenced. It influenced stuff like the negative influence of mob violence, murder. We're talking murder on a worldwide scale. We're talking about the terrorism, bombing. So Pluto, negative influence is all of this. But the positive influence is healing the generation, help healing the environment and stuff like that. So to deal with build and destroy, birth, and deal with death and life and rebirth. See what I'm saying? So this is what we talk about here. I also deal with sex and not having sex. So these people can be the ones who be sex maniacs or not. This is all or nothing with the Pluto energy. Either they're gonna be into it or they're not. This is one way or the other. So they can see two sides because they can be very fixed. Either you're their friend or not. It ain't gonna be the middle because it's the Pluto energy right here. So either you're gonna be cool or you're not. So it's gonna be either one of the two. So it's the Pluto energy right here. This is that strong energy, but also they can be very cruel and very sadist type people and very treacherous and very deceiving to get what they want because they were power. But these are idealistic leaders and also the ones, the very destructive dictators of the world who has all that Pluto energy. So anytime you're talking about death, people dying, you gotta go to Pluto. Anytime you're talking about life, not only mental death, but we are talking about physical death also. Any type of death, look for Pluto. Those who die, see if they got Pluto that squares to something in their chart or opposition in their chart, opposed to something in their chart. Just look for the Pluto in general. Even if they got Pluto conjunction to something, look for Pluto and see what it's connected to. If it's connected to the sun, it's connected to their heart. If it's connected so the sun will represent what? Beauty, creativity. So they definitely might deal with something that deals with the music industry, where that they might get killed over or something like that. Not I'm saying that people gonna die because they got displacement. I'm just give you an example. So with the Pluto energy, it deals with death, life, but also those who look like they were on the edge of dying, but they came back to life. So this is the Pluto energy, bring you right back to life. So people who has this energy got the power to bring other people back to life and also to destroy people. So this is the energy that a lot of us got to look out for in our natal chart and in other people's natal chart. Because Pluto is very strong, powerful energy. Is that how you think Scorpios get so strong? Messing with the planet Pluto. When the stock market be crashing and stuff, it's Pluto energy doing this. You see people in recessive, it's the Pluto energy. When you see your gangsters and your crime mobs, this is Pluto energy on the downside. But also like Adolf Hitler and all these ones like your Napoleon, they probably got Pluto in their charts. All your powerful rulers, from the good to the negative or the bad, you see Pluto there. Pluto is there. Even though Pluto ain't the only planet that represents leadership, but we know when we talk about Pluto, we talk about power, true powers on a global scale. Worldwide things happen all over. It's that Pluto energy, like a chain reaction. So Pluto people like to know what makes you tick and how you think. So they peep the patterns of how you think and what makes you tick. That's why they make great psychologists. Because they know your mind. These are the masterminds. They put a plan together and they will master it. All your masterminds has that Pluto energy. So on the downside of Pluto, or people got squares of opposition, they will feel inferior. You'll feel inferior, you'll feel powerless, or you let people dominate you and control you. Or you have people who jealous over you. And you might even be a victim of death right here. Not only mentally dead or being to mental insane hospitals, but also you can have physical death. You be a victim of physical death. So also emotional death when you really go through it. So that's what it deals with. But Pluto give a person who worked for a chance to transform. And just like you got the mental dead, once they become awake and aware, Pluto will give you life again. There you go. So this how it operates. This how it deals. This how it rocks. Because in the psyche, a Pluto individual knows your thoughts. They know what you're thinking. They know what you're going through, even if they don't say it. And Pluto people can keep a secret a long time. They have like secret crushes who they might like about 10 years ago. For 10 years straight. They might like this person for 20 years straight. But they be the ones who hold secrets. They have secret crushes. Like I know a Scorpio person, a female who liked me all this time. So you see, that's the Pluto energy. Or you might think that the war is over or the beef over, but it's a Pluto person. They been holding a grudge against you for so long, but you didn't know. They might hated you for about 10, 20 years. You didn't even know. And so you talking about your smooth talker, smooth game. You talking about the Pluto energy. Because they know psychology. They know the mind. And plus they intuitive, they psychic. So they just know. They can feel energy. They can feel, because you got to understand it represents the sex organs that deal with feelings, that deal with creativity, that deals with art. So they're very creative. You're creative artists right here. So we talk the Pluto energy is very powerful. And so if you got a lot of Pluto in your chart, this is you. It means that if you got Pluto in the first house, I say Pluto in the first house of Aries. This is Pluto in Aries, the first house. We're talking about individuals individuals who's super aggressive, who's super stuck on power. You understand? This is the house of Mars. So these people gonna be very power struck and very determined and very aggressive in this field. So they're gonna be determined when it comes to leadership. And we determined when it comes to being creative and create things that's new because they're with the Mars or Aries energy. So we got Pluto in this house. Their job is to create something that's new and lead the way. They won't be good at following people, so they're gonna be the ones who be leaders. So they probably gonna be in any where they go, where they at, they can be in leadership position if it's in the first house, because this is the house of Aries, who set things off and lead things. But also the sex drive gonna be turned up and high. But they only gonna mess with, they don't know who to mess with because they're psychically in tune, so they can manipulate. They can manipulate people through sex. They can manipulate because they know about that. So these are the type who will get paid off of sex right here. But also these are the type who are your go-getters, and these are your natural leaders. You can't contain this energy. So they're gonna go through fights, they're gonna go through pains, go through all type of stuff dealing with people of powers. They'll be rebellious against people of powers and stuff like that. Because in the house of the warrior, Pluto stands strong here. So the way they're gonna do it is in the Plutotarian way, which means it's secret. They're gonna have secrets of how to take you out, strategies. They're gonna play this for fun. Because Aries, House of Aries is more of the fire energy that deals with fun, that deals with coach. But on the upside, these people will have your best interests at heart, and they can lead a nation right here. It's a very powerful placement right here. And these are the warriors. So any of your warriors, those who get that strength, and they strong, they have the Pluto in the first house unless they got something blocking them, unless they don't have that much Pluto in their chart or something blocking them. Now, when you got Pluto in the second house, we talking about people who can be overly possessive, be obsessed about what they value. And the first house can be obsessed about leadership ability and powers, but the second house gonna be obsessed about what they value. So whatever they value, they're gonna be obsessed about it. They're gonna show their strength in it. They show their power in it. So these will be the ones who look super fresh, so fly. They got to look fresh. They'll be whatever they do. They're gonna go to the screen. So they're gonna go to the screen to come to their money. These are money go getters. They know how to make that money. So this is how it deals with what they value, about how to get the income, their money, and the sex drive gonna be high again. I say, but so they're gonna really want it physically. They're gonna really want it. You know what I mean? So because this is the house of Venus. So when Pluto is in this house, sexity is practical. So their power will be sexity that is practical. Their power will be the good life and to put it into practical form. You know what I'm saying? The good life right here. So they will do their best to live a good life. They do whatever it takes to live a good life all around. We have things, cars, house, live a good life. They even if it's illegal, undercover type stuff, they'll blackmail, do whatever it takes to win. But on the upside of this, these people be the most nurturing and caring and loving people on the planet in this house. So these be more empathic people to where they can feel pain in their body, feel pain all through their body, feel energy through their body. You can feel your pain or his pain or her pain in their body. So we got Pluto in the third house of Gemini. Pluto, the mind is powerful right here. Communication is powerful. So the way they express themselves can be powerful. So they could be the ones who be into radio, anything to do with telephone, anything like that. So these people here, their mind will be powerful. They're gonna definitely be the master of psychology, and they're gonna be your quick thinkers. And when it comes to information, to them, information is power. So they need people to socialize because they want this information. This is their power. And also they not express themselves. This is their power, speaking, communicating. So they can speak a spirit into existence. They can speak and manifest things by speaking or thinking, because it's their mind is power. So when you got Pluto in the house, in the fourth house of Cancer, in the fourth house of Cancer, you got people, their power is their ancestors, their power is their family, their power is their home, wherever they feel comfortable at. Their power lies within them because it's deal with the inner self. And so they're very in tune with the soul. They're very psychic on all levels. They're psychic on all levels. Pluto give them the strong willpower to know what they feel, to carry out things. And so they be super emotional, super sensitive in this house. So we got Pluto in the fourth house, individuals. So their home is powerful, their mother is power, and their father is power. So these people here is powerful individuals who let us stay in their home or comfortable where they're comfortable at. So they will create something that will make them famous in their home, or they'll get into the culture. Spirituality is powerful. The ancestor is powerful. So they'll leave a legacy dealing with the ancestors, dealing with the home, dealing with the family, dealing with houses, buildings. They can build and destroy. Also build and destroy themselves through emotions. So they got to watch out for that. So this house deals with powers. It's two. You got Pluto, love, water. So it do good right here. These people emotions is powerful. Their psychic gift is power. See what I'm saying? Now we got Pluto in the fifth house, which is the house of the sun, because I got sun conjunction up to Pluto. So that's why I feel sometimes I feel like I got a high sex drive, or I feel energy flowing through me all the time, because I got Pluto, my sun conjunction to Pluto, connected to Pluto, which means my Libra sun and my Libra Pluto and Libra is conjunct. So I got a lot of Pluto energy within me. So that's why I like a very powerful force. That's that warrior spirit that sometimes don't like weakness. I don't like weakness myself sometimes. Even though I appear to have weakness within me, I might don't even like weakness, you see? I didn't like weakness, even though I might have it within me, you see? But the thing is, I go hardcore, fearless, ain't scared of nothing, and fight for the cause and leave a mark. So my hood, back in the days, I left a reputation. I left a mark there. I kept going and going until I left a rep where I had a little fame in my hood. So that's how it works. That's how Pluto works. Pluto gonna leave mark or legacy with something. 'Cause power is the key. And so if it's in the house of the sun, your power is creative mind, your creative spirit, and your power is your heart. This is the heart. It's your power. So your intuitive heart, let's see, your intuition is your power. Um, Pluto represents classicity. This is your power. So your power is awareness. Your power is knowledge. Your power is fun loving. Your power is kids and stuff like that. Your powers is loving kids and inspiring people, inspiring kids in general or the youth. So your power is definitely inspiration, motivation. So you can be a world leader because this is the house of leadership, right here. This is the house of fun activities and games. So this is your powers. Being on your own time, having fun, researching, dissecting the coding things for fun on your own time without even getting paid. This is your power. But you also can get paid, but this is what you have fun in. Now you got Pluto in the house of Virgo or the sixth house. We talking individuals, their power would deal with the health. So their power would deal with healing. Their power would deal with the healing hands. Their power would be dealing with we're dealing with they classicity and definitely indeed because they feel it in their earthly body. So when it comes to health, they can be your medical empaths. They know what it takes to heal you. So they powers into plants, into flowers. They powers into serving you and helping you and guiding you and aiding you. So this is their power. This is your power right here. We talking about right here. Your power is the mind. Your power is finding solutions in your mind. That's second in the coding things in your mind. And your power is being practical, bringing people down to earth. So we got Pluto in the house of Libra or the seventh house. You know, this is the house of love, beauty, art, and peace. Your power is peace, being a negotiator, bringing peace to environment, bringing peace to people. And so when you got Pluto in the seventh house, your power is also love. Your power is love. Have a self-love so it can radiate out, so you can show love everywhere. Your power is love in general, and the idea of love, or putting love into manifestation. Your power is also beauty. Your power is charming people with your beauty, showing your love through beauty, through art, through music, through being a musician. Anything that deal with beauty, it's your power. Where people be amazed and they praise that beauty in all forms. Even you, beautiful soul, a physical beauty. It's your power. So also, it's all about peace and harmony. It's your power. Well, this is people like your coolness, your smoothness. And so right here, your power is telepathy power, mind power. Knowing how a person think before they even let it out their mouth, you can finish their sentence off. It's your power. Being able to pick up on people's thoughts, clear audience. Also, empathic, very empathic soul. Being a psychic empath. That's your power, and that's through love. Love is your power, is your weapon. And since this in the seventh house of knowledge, information too, that deals with people, your power is knowing people better than you know yourself. So when you got Pluto in his own house, Scorpio, your power deals with Pluto things, Scorpio things. So you're naturally a psychic. This is your power. Being a psychic that tap into the unknown, seeing things that people don't see, and also calling out BS for what it is. This is your power. Your power is also to break the taboos of things, testing out things, experimenting. Because Pluto love to experiment, so experimenting, testing out things. Because Pluto want to answer. So your power is your focused mind, penetrate to a mind that focus on any situation that can observe things and dive deep off into things. It's your power. So your power is also that deals with sex. You use that. Tantrum sex, spiritual sex. Your power is also when comfort people in the death state when they going through death. So this your power. Your power is being the one who build or destroy. But as long as you don't destroy, you would do good because you're trying to transform to do better. The transformation is your power. Scorpio is your power. Put this thing on BS and lies. Also, getting into the occult knowledge, getting into metaphysics, getting into astrology, numerology, and everything that deal with divination. This is your power. Being spiritual is your power. So your power is the Scorpio, the thing, the way the energy flow, the way the pineal gland sprout. This is your power, reaching to your higher self. So when Scorpio dealing with this, your power is being imaginative, being passionate about what you want or desire. Your power deals with cloned people and animals. Your power deals with genetic engineering. Your power deals with knowing all about that and breaking it down what the truth is. When talking about different races of people and different things going on in the world, it's your power. Down off deep into it, that's second at the colon and bringing out the truth out of it. This is your powers. Your power is ruling over governments and nations and worlds. But just don't be ruthless to get your way because you will. Because Scorpio put a stain on it. And so you're very magnetic. So this is your power, being magnetic, being dominant naturally without you trying to be. And so we're talking about Pluto in the ninth house, Sagittarius. Your power is wisdom. Your power is spiritual. Your power is being adventurous and experimenting to share the truth and share knowledge with the world. So your power is also diving deep off into many cultures with me, learn about many cultures, learn about many languages, learn about many things that go on in the world so you can share your experience of that and spread this wisdom. So this is your power. Just like Scorpio, you off into the truth. We got Pluto in the ninth house of Sagittarius, but also your power is to spread this truth and be an open book of knowledge, to be express yourself like in the media or no matter where. This your power. You can probably rule over the media because you're very entertaining, very fun loving, and very freedom going. Your power is fighting for freedom. When it comes to freedom and aspiring people to fight for their freedom, and also being a leader when it comes to fight for freedom, and also being adventurous, doing things that people have never done before, and bring the truth to that. It's your powers. Your power is the information age in this house. When you got Pluto in the ninth house, it's the information age. Get information from everywhere. This is your power. And so when we got Pluto in the 10th house, and the house of Capricorn, careers and goals, this is your power. Your power deals with goals. It deals with your careers. It deals with your power deal with taking responsibility for yourself and taking responsibility and providing. Your power deal with being over businesses and corporations. Your power deals with being a great leader, knowing how to help people financially, knowing how to help people prosper in every way. This is your power. Your power is when dealing with having things. This is your powers and getting into business, working hard. Because to know how, which is your power is to have the mechanical mind, mechanical fix it type personality and fix it type hands. So this is your powers. When we talk about Pluto in the house of Capricorn. So this also give you the ability to be the observer because you move slow because you want everything to be right. So this is your power. Your power is to be at the analytical one, applying whatever knowledge you could to life and manifesting it. Manifestation is your power. Whatever you think of, you can manifest. This is your power. You got Pluto in the 10th house. Now, also diving into the scientific discoveries and stuff like that, and careers also is your power. Helping people to get better careers and showing people how to run businesses. This is your power. Showing people how to prosper in every way. Because this is 8. Capricorn represents number 8. You know it's in the 10th house, which is fortunate. This is your power. Now, you got Capricorn also about the higher moving up in ranks and status and moving up the ladder. So this is your power. You're the ones who dedicated, who are consistent and persistent of moving up the ladder. So till you reach royalty, a noble status. If you got Pluto in the 11th house, your power is deal with the humanitarian aspects of Aquarius. This is the house of Aquarius. So if it's in the 11th house, your power is claircognizance, having thoughts come from the universe out of nowhere. We have these psychic thoughts, psychic visions, psychic insights out of nowhere. You don't know where it come from. So this is your power, like electricity, dealing with electricity, dealing with technology. This is your powers. Having an advanced mind. You know what I'm saying? Being that genius who think outside of the box. This is your power. So we got Pluto in the 11th house. This is your power, doing things like that. Also, your power deals with also being social and being friendly on a humanitarian level. Also deals with you help fight for other people's freedoms and independence in the world. So people like activists, when you got Pluto in the 11th house, they are the ones who will fight for the community and the hood to be the leader of a whole environment or a whole nation. So this is your powers. Having insight, having awareness, being unique, being different, teaching people to be unique and to be different and to be themselves. This is your power to transform into this stage. And so when you got Pluto in the 12th house, this house of Pisces, this is very psychic right here. So your power, this is probably the most powerful placement that a Pisces could be in because it's already Pluto already do good in Neptune, and so by it being water already, so psychic ability is your power. Your being spiritual is your power. The spiritual world is your power. Knowing the spiritual world, unconditional love, spreading it is your power. So your power deals with feelings, very super sensitive. But like since Pluto give you the aggressiveness to it, like Pisces itself can be cool, calm, collective. Pluto add more water to it, add more explosion, more violent waves. So you the type. We got Pluto in the 12th house that can be very violent and want to hurt yourself, harm yourself, feel like you don't belong here because you're so advanced and you from a whole nother planet right here. Because you know how people think, you know their mind, you know their emotions, you know what you feel, you know what you hear, you know what you see. This is your psychic insight. Also, you just know, get information from nowhere. You got all psychic gifts in this house. You deal with the spiritual realm itself. So your job here is to learn how to love yourself so you can become one with the source. It's like going back to the source. This is the last house, the old soul, but also once you love yourself, you can teach other people how to love themselves. This is your job, showing the spiritual love, teach people spirituality because that is love. So they can become themselves, higher self, and to the higher mind state. It also show what unconditional love is. As long as you don't be escapist into drugs, sex, alcohol, you'll win right here. Because the power can be very accessible. Go to the screen on drugs, alcohol, or sex, whatever, and catch diseases and eat it, and also die when dealing with drugs, alcohol, having overdoses and things like that. You know what I mean? So your power is being creative, super creative. This is your script. This is your power, creating a building, especially being creative in this house. So this is your power right here, spiritual world, spiritual realm, being creative, showing your love, being loving, being nurturing to others, caring in a spiritual way, but also to be nurturing to your soul because you're going back. This is the last house, so you're going back to where you came from right here. So we got Pluto in the 12th house. This is how it go down. So your power deals with your awareness and your unawareness. It deals with the subconscious and your conscious and your unconscious mind. So you have the super consciousness once you get yourself together and get balanced. So you're all about peace, all about love, all about light. You're here to spread peace, love, and light and teach that in your way. Be an example of what spirituality is. So you can be your spiritual guru, spiritual leader, spiritual healer, spiritual teacher, because you already got healing hands, very creative, and you just know people. You have psychic dreams, psychic visions, anything that deal with the spiritual realm, psychic realm. This is your powers. You the one gonna be into astrology, numerology, tarot reading, and everything that deal with divination. So you're here to learn your gifts and use your gift to help people spread universal love. So this is what it deals with right here in this house. Universal love. The whole goal is you going back into the realm of true love. So which is just the last house, 12. So it about in here. So with it being said, this is your power. We got Pluto in Pisces house, in the 12th house, in the house of Pisces. So you have creative power, spiritual power, psychic power, your unconditional love power. You know what I mean? You are the one, the artistic one of the world, the seer, the meditative one, the dreamer, the one who fantasizes, the one who get answers from the source. So with this being said, as long as you don't uh get too much into habits like drugs, alcohol, or bad habits that will tear you down, you'll win right here. And don't be escapist in the world and confront your powers or confront your problems. Because Pluto give you the power to confront your problems. That's a good thing. So that being said, that's all I got to say about this placement. Now more on to Pluto to show you how powerful Pluto really is, no matter what house. I also got Pluto in the 5th house, not only the Sun conjunction of Pluto, but I got Pluto in my 5th house, also in my natal chart. So this makes me naturally, it's sort of like a Scorpio, because you got Sun conjunction to Pluto connected. See what I'm saying? So you got light and darkness connected. When you got Pluto darkness in the lighthouse. It's in the lighthouse. Now, come on, this is the balance. So that being said, now you understand how it works. Of course, I'm clairsentience, because when I realized that I got this powerful force within me, I said this can't be the Libra. Libra ain't like that. It ain't the Libra itself. You know what I mean? It's not the Virgo. It got to be something. Then I realized that my sun was conjuncted to Pluto, which means it's automatically connected to it for life, which means my sun in Libra and Pluto in Libra is conjuncted because in the same sign, which is Libra. So I got the sun and Pluto within the Libra being. This is why I'm so powerful, so strong, and so cheerful, so playful. Got the 5th house dominate the sun house, so I can be playful, cheerful, but also very powerful, very tough. You know what I mean? A very strong personality because of this, the sun and Pluto, light and darkness. So with this being said, this is how you break it down. So I got all these psychic gifts and ability. Then with Pluto. So with this being said, I'm out, beautiful people. Ashe.